I want to go. I wanted to talk to you really quickly because last week we talked about it and you said it's fucking impossible to vet all the fucking video. But again, we have a situation in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. I'll say his name, Andrew Brown, gets shot 5 times. One, from what I've gathered, looks like he was pretty much shot in the back of the head. And right now, North Carolina is the civil unrest, which there should be, because they don't want to release the footage to the public. Now, my question is two-parter. Is the media really doing a horrible job trying to pin us against each other? Because that's what it seems like they're trying to do. And what should be the protocol in a shooting with releasing video to the public?
If they haven't released a video, that means there's something more to it than if they're not. Because
right. The FBI, by the way, is looking into this.
Yeah, because if
the FBI has ever even got involved in a shooting or in a police civilian altercation.
There's been other instances.
I'm saying to date, like recently, because the Floyd shit, no one got involved. The Freds didn't get involved. But the dude in ATL didn't get involved. The guy that got shot in his back getting into the driver's side of the seat car didn't get involved. There's been a lot of shootings. The Minnesota shit. So this is actually the first time in recent.
But I guess the fact that they haven't released the footage yet is the reason why. I think the FBI is, because that sounds like fishy business. If it's a good shooting, right? Like the one last week was with Ma'Khia Bryant. I thought it was a good shooting. I thought the cop did a fantastic job for what was dealt in front of him. As long as it's video and they released it right away, they was full transparent. Like, look, listen, this woman was about to stab 2 people. The cop had to take her down. Instead of it being cop kills black teen, it should have been cop saves black teen. And that wasn't the narrative. The narrative was the total opposite. And then that's why I was like, you have to wait and to gather all the information in order to then come out with your assessment. So now that you're saying that here there's no video, that's fishy to me. That shows that there's something going on, that cop probably fucked up, and they whatever they did was wrong. That's what it's looking like. If there's no video,
right, but no, this is the problem. The Derek Shaw case, I would say Chauvin. Excuse me, I always say that guy's name wrong, which doesn't matter because he doesn't even fucking deserve it for me to say his name right. But Derek Chauvin case, I feel like the way the news led the narrative on that, we were led to believe like, oh, okay, so now with this happening, this is going to be like a score in the side for justice and things are going to change and reform. Bro, there's been massive shootings by police, even during the trial. Now, granted, there's a lot more eyeballs, there's a lot more media, and the media is driving this narrative like a motherfucker. But it just seems like, I know.
That's the real thing. Is if there's spotlight on it, it's just like when you're driving around and say, "Yo, I don't really see orange cars," and the next thing you know, you're looking for orange cars and you see 75 orange cars. If you're paying attention to something and something's constantly be throwing in your face, you notice it.
I get that.
That's the only reason why.
It's getting alarming, bro. It's getting alarming. There's been like 10 shootings.
That's still nothing.
I get that, but when you look at the vids, these guys are getting killed for nothing.
No, Ma'Khia Bryant deserved to be shot.
She's not. I wouldn't put her in. I would still say she's in a gray area.
No, only because black and white, bro. She wants to try to stab somebody, and you got to take out the threat.
No, I'm not. I get that part. Okay, that seems to be the overall public opinion. But in my opinion, bro, first of all, even if Homeboy wanted to subdue her, he was like, nah, it wasn't gonna happen. She was bigger than him. She was bigger than him.
Well, the situation, we were talking about the situation.
Like police are scared to fucking get in fights with people. And the first answer is, we're going to shoot you.
But we'll agree. Again, we can agree to disagree on this.
Of course. That's the point.
I'm going by numbers, facts, and data.
Listen, I was going to get you onto this numbers, facts, and data. So, in 2018, let's just lower it so it's even. 1,000 killed by police. Forget about what color they were. 100 police killed by us. If you compound that over 10 years, that's 10,000 people to 1,000.
Now we compound, but also compound all the traffic stops.
50 million. It's 50 million stops over the course of a year that they deal with.
So 50 million over 10 years. That's over 1 billion stops. I mean, that's 500 million stops over 5 years or 10 years. It's let's say 50 million every year times 10 years, that's 500 million stops. Now, let's say you said 10,000 people died. 500,000 people, 500 million people, and 10,000 people died for the cops. That's nothing. That's throwing water into the ocean and saying, I'm going to wet the water. Like, it's...
I get that. I just feel like that's what we're doing, and we're saying it's like, a byproduct of having this, but it just doesn't seem like in these cities, the police are trained to handle,
but they're not,
like, problematic problems, like situations.
But the very rare, the very small, rare instances where, like, the people aren't just walking down the street and a cop rolls up on them and shoots them. That's not how this is going down.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of hard.
Show me a video of a guy just walking regular and they shoot him. There hasn't been one. There's always. So how come the sergeant, the black sergeant, a couple weeks ago didn't get shot by the police? They're not just walking around just shooting people. It doesn't work like that. It's very small. It's like maybe less than 10. That is an unarmed black person or an unarmed minority. Dante Wright resisted arrest, jumped in his car, reached over to the side. The girl said she was going to tase him. She shot him. That was a horrible thing on her thing, on her side. But what happens if he just gets arrested, gets a fucking fine, comes out in 2-3 hours, and then has to deal with it at 6 months in court? He would have been fine. But no, he resisted arrest. Jacob Blake, he had a restraining order against the woman that he wants to go pull up on. He's in the back of the car. He resists arrest from 5 cops, gets to the driver's seat of the car, reaches over to the other side, has a knife in his hand. What do you want these cops to do if these guys are not just get arrested?
I understand that.
People are walking around getting shot. That's the false narrative that the media is doing.
I see white guys fucking peddling knives all the time, and they get apprehended. We have mass shooting.
That's not true. If you go right now and post white guy shot by cop, it's videos of that. But that's not the narrative. That's the issue.
Okay, so then apparently the media is really fucking stroking this shit.
Of course they are. Of course
that's why I believe, and I know you're not going to agree with this, every shooting should be public.
Yes, I agree with that. I totally agree.
Put that shit up. Release. There shouldn't be no discussion.
Yeah,
we pay you technically.
It's full transparency. Like the Ma'Khia Bryant thing, when everybody's fucking losing their mind. So let me see the video. So the video, I had no issue with it. The Dante Wright thing.
Fucking a PD. I mean not PD. The news outlets, they edited that shit. Right, and dropped one version, and then they dropped another version, and then all of a sudden, you already got people pissed off.
That's the problem. That's the problem that these CNN or any of these media outlets, Fox, all of them, whoever,
everybody, all guilty.
They should be a fine if you doc video or edit video and put it out and put a certain narrative that isn't the truth. I think it's kind of fucked up. They did it with the shorty. They was like, oh look, black girl gets killed by cop last week. And then you wait, all these facts start coming out.
Let me twist that on his head really quickly because I wanted to talk to you about it, and then we'll get more on this, and maybe we'll get into some other stuff. But okay, homegirl calls 911. Did you hear the 911 call?
Well, now this is the thing too. Supposedly, there's more information saying she didn't call the cops.
But they have a 911 call from her.
No, they have a 911 call from a woman who calls saying, there's a woman here that they're about to fight, and one has a knife. That's what the 911 call.
There's another 911 call that I heard. I forget what news outlet released it. It was saying like, "Hey, there's these 2 adult girls getting at me." So let me twist it. Let's say, and I don't want to say pretend because there's a lot of. We obviously don't have all the facts right now, but. And again, it's the full compliancy that the police want unless they bang you. Okay, if she was defending herself, where's the argument or the discussion for that? Because I feel like if you're fighting for your life, because obviously, if you rewind the tape, she was fighting 2 chicks.
But here's the issue, right? If you call the cops and you're fighting for your life, and you had to call them from somewhere, So I'm assuming she was in her house.
Or whatever, wherever you was at. Right.
So she was in her house. She got a knife from in her house. If she felt threatened and called she called the cops, why didn't she just stay inside? That's 1. 2, there's a foster father that was there who kicked one of the girls in the head while they were on the ground. Why Why didn't he stop the fight?
Let me laugh at you. Go ahead.
Why
I got it.
Why
I
didn't
know.
he?
We said that there should have been more accountability from the team that was around them because those
Correct.
dudes jumped in, especially if Homegirl. Because this is my thing. Isn't Homegirl like 16 years old?
Exactly.
It couldn't have been that fucking dangerous. I know she was a bigger girl, but holy fuck.
My thing is too, like, the police getting there, it's not like Call of Duty where this fucking your name is above your head. Is that people are not running around with their names above their head saying, hey, I'm the one who called and I'm the one who's the victim, or I'm the one who's the assailant. A cop pulls up to a situation and all chaos is breaking out. Shorty's falling on the floor in front of him. A girl's trying to stab her while she's falling in front of the cop. Then the cop's telling her to stop. Then she goes and she's fucking forearms another girl to the car, and then she cocks her hand back and is about to stab her. That's all.
No, listen, milliseconds. It's not even minutes. It's milliseconds.
You know,
I'm saying this. Let's take away the knife shit. How come these dudes are not like fucking like what are we talking about? Let's bring in our guy because we love Andrew Yang. Shout out to Andrew Yang. Hopefully you win mayor of NYC. Why are we not choking people out? And now what the need to
now that's illegal now because
no. I was just gonna say not the knee to the fucking throat when you're down on the ground.
No, but even a regular chokehold.
I do not see no fucking cops kicking ass. Literally.
That's the issue. And if they are, you have 8 holding one person down, and then he's snuffing him in a guy in the face. And I've seen that, and I think that's fucked up too. But again, as a lot of people.
And again, there's no fucking training. They barely fucking have to register their weapon annually, which is 2 times a month. Some places is 1, right? Most of these dudes are overweight, not in shape. Homeboy that went to go stop that shit, he was like fucking 5'8". Yep. Homegirl obviously ate her Wheaties. Yep. You weren't gonna do jack shit.
But again, like we have to go to like anything that we're talking about has to have some facts with it and data to support it. Cops,
I get you,
are not walking around the street and just saying, "Hey, look, there's a minority. Let's shoot him." It doesn't work like that. If that was the case, I would be like, "Oh shit is getting fucking out of hand." But that's not how it's happening.
What I'm saying more so is that that's not really what it is. But when they deal with us, forget about the color. When they deal with us, if we don't do exactly what the fuck they say, they feel like it's a level of disrespect, and they get nervous.
But that's
fuck, and they fucking confuse a stun gun, which weighs like 10 ounces, to a real gun, which weighs like fucking 5 pounds, and they gun us down. They gun us down, and that's the thing, which is bullshit. Because guys like Ben Shapiro and a lot of these other motherfuckers are trying to make it that it's black versus white. It's not about that. We're all getting killed. Civilians are being killed by police because police do not know how to handle situations. It just so happens to be that the media keeps personifying that it's black people getting killed.
Exactly.
And so they're running the narrative.
But that's the problem.
Because now it's white versus black. It's Proud Boy versus BLM. It's fucking, Democrats versus Republicans. It's old versus young. Everything, they got us all divided. Now that we talked about it last week. Vaccine, no vaccine. You're not fucking cool, bro. Did you get your vaccine?
But that's the problem where people have to.
It's device.
We've gotten to me. We've all gotten smartphones, but are dumber. Like it's a scary narrative that I've said it before, and there's a book called The Dumbest Generation, and it pertains around us, where the social media, technology, and just people are just not smart, and it's scary to me. Like